All right. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? What's up, Instagram? How y'all doing? How you doing this evening? Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm going to give you all my free ebook right now. So comment. Let me double check real quick. Hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? I want to make sure I give you all the right ebook. Just give me a second as I do this. Always make this mistake before going on live. But let me just go ahead and get that set up for you guys. But yeah, while everyone's logging on, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? While everyone's getting on, let me just try to figure out what ebook I want to give you guys. I want to definitely give y'all the building muscle one, but let me just double check, make sure what that is, so y'all can get it. All right, so almost there. Let's see. All right, so yeah, so if you're logging on now, comment vegan muscle. Okay, comment vegan muscle, and you'll get the free ebook 7 ways to build muscle as a vegan. All right, I'm going to give that away right now for everyone that's logging on right now. So if you want to be able to get Jack on a plant-based diet, go ahead, comment down below vegan muscle, and you'll get that book. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the chat. Vegan muscle. And let me know if you get it. All right, so I want to go ahead and put it in there. All right, so just remember, help your sanctuary. DM me. Where are you located? You got it. That's great. I hope y'all don't mind me eating my dinner. I'm just eating some French fries right now. It's my dinner. I already had the fake meat. If you could see the title of this live, eating that fake meat. Pause. But comment vegan muscle in the comment if you want to go ahead and get that free ebook. What's the live about tonight? Tonight is going to be about why vegans eat fake meat. You know, that's what the live's about. We're going to talk about why vegans eat fake meat, because people think that when you're vegan, Uganda, oh man, yeah, DM me for that. But when it comes down to fake meat, a lot of people think that vegans or people on a plant-based diet has to eat fake meat to get protein, or we do it because we miss meat. You know what I'm saying? And I want to go ahead and get that cleared and debunk that, because I had some pretty good arguments I wanted to go over when it comes to that. And because the thing is like, just a little bit about myself. Like when I first went plant-based, and I think y'all heard my story before, if y'all haven't, with me, I went plant-based because of Gary Roski. Like he came into my classroom, make a long story short, came to my classroom, talked about veganism, and it just opened my mind. I was just like, man, like I didn't know animals were getting treated that way. And the first thing I did was went pescatarian, and then I ended up transitioning from a pescatarian diet, which is like a fish and a plant-based diet, to a 100% whole foods plant-based. Now, the thing is that when I transitioned to 100% whole foods plant-based. It was like that was the only way to go vegan back then. This was 13 years ago. So the only way of doing it was that. Okay. That was the only way. And so for me and getting mock meats, like I remember when the first company that came out with some like bomb ass mock meats, I want to say it was Gardein. I think Gardein was the first one because I had Boca burgers and I was doing the Boca. When Boca came out with their vegan options, it was still like a vegan burger. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like crazy. It was just like, yeah, it's a vegan burger. Pretty similar to like black bean burger. It's like it's a plant-based burger. You know what I'm saying? It's made out of lentils. It's made out of black beans. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not a burger, you know. But when Gardein came out, I was like, damn, because like those were foods that I didn't know how to make flavors from, right? And I didn't even know about seitan back in the days. Like I only knew about tofu. So my whole foods plant-based diet didn't have seitan in it. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to make it. It was just tofu with veggies and protein shake. That's pretty much all I ate. And a lot of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, you know, like pretty much whole foods and without the seitan. And when Gardein came out, they came out with everything, burgers, like and they came out slowly. I don't even know which one they came out first. I think it was like the chicken fillets with the meatballs and something else, right? Like they were doing like they came out with a pretty good line in the beginning. And then I remember that I jumped on top of that because I was like, damn, like this is like really good for a mock meat, you know, because it was very similar to meat, you know, like the texture, some of the flavor systems, things like that. It was like meat. And, you know, I know now we got like Beyond Impossible, like things that's like more similar to it. And there's even bigger and better companies coming out even now. I think we just did one with steak. Which one was that one? I want to shout them out too. Off Beast, right? Off Beast sent me like some steak and ribeyes and stuff. I'm going to actually make another order, like a box order, because it's fire, man. And I did a whole reel on that. Like everyone thought it was real meat, you know, like I was like, I'm quitting vegan. I want to do steak and butter and go carnivore. Some people thought it was real, but even when you cook it, it was fire, man. It's like that when it comes to the texture system, it was crazy. But when it comes down to it, to the point of this video is that of this live, really, the whole point of it is that when I ate those meals, was it that I missed meat or I just missed the texture? And the thing is for me in particularly is like, you have to kind of think about it. I was indoctrinated in an animal-based diet, right? I was indoctrinated in an animal-based diet. So did I miss meat? Yeah, of course I miss meat. But the problem is that I didn't want to put any animals at harm. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I because when I found out where my meat was actually coming from, I don't want to participate in that, right? So is it that I'm really missing it? Like I miss the texture and taste, but I don't want it to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like I want something to be like an alternative. I want it to be fake, right? Because I don't want to be eating flesh. Because in my mind, it's like I'm eating flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's a muscle. I'm eating muscles. And I'm like, I don't want to eat like that. I'd rather eat plant-based, right? Plant-based foods, things made out of plants. And if you kind of think about it, as long as the texture doesn't have to be exactly 100% like a muscle, like I was happy with Gardein, and I still love Gardein burgers. I still buy it from time to time. I just had a Gardein steak tips. You know, sometimes Publix does buy one get one free. I'll load up on that stuff. I still do Gardein from time to time. You know what I'm saying? But do I actually miss the actual animal byproducts, the animal flesh. No, like I don't need the animal byproducts to be exactly, well, the plant-based products to be exactly like meat. No, because it's too real, right? Now, to prove something else I like to talk about as well is that when we kind of think about it, if we kind of sit back, meat tastes nothing without plants. You know what I'm saying? So if anyone ever comes up to you talking about like, vegans eat fake meat because they miss meat, you can always counter and say, well, meat tastes like nothing without plants, because it usually doesn't. The only thing that really has a particular taste, to my knowledge, from all the years I ate meat and animals, the only thing I can remember that actually has a taste, is fish. And fish usually tastes like what? Like the sea, right? It tastes like seaweed and like the sea, right? It tastes like seafood. But that's it. Like everything else really doesn't taste like nothing, right? It has no particular taste. It's just texture. That's all you're eating. It's texture. And then if you kind of think about it, what do we do to make the meat taste like? When I was eating meat, I was making my meat taste like plants. So you don't really like meat. You like plants on meat. Does that make sense? Because we use a bunch of seasonings. Especially if you're a person of color, you're using seasonings for real. You know what I mean? So I'm using garlic, onions, paprika, rosemary, barbecue sauce, right? Like onions, you know what I'm saying? Like bell peppers. Like I'm using a lot of flavors from plants to make it taste better. Like even when I made lemon chicken, what's the first beginning part of the chicken? Lemon, right? Lemon and black pepper. That's what gives it its unique taste with the meat, right? So it's not that I like it's not like I miss meat, because even when I ate animal byproducts, I was making meat taste more like plants. And the reason I like mock meats better, because you have to kind of think about it. The mock meats is made out of plants. So if you're using seasonings and everything else made out of plants, it tastes better, to my knowledge. To me, it tastes better. It tastes better than me. I haven't had anything where I was like, I miss this food because it was from meat. The only thing I would say and I remember when transitioning, and this is like when I was transitioning, the only thing I would say I missed was sushi, right? That's the only thing I missed. And it wasn't really because of the fish. It was because back then no one wasn't making no fire ass sushi. That was the reality. It was just like the sushi was only cucumber and avocado rolls back in my days when I started. That's it. And it was nothing. And my favorite sauce that I like to use was the spicy mayo. And there was no like vegan mayo back then. So it was just like back to the basics, soy sauce. What's that spicy thing they use? The wasabi and ginger. It was like really bland and basic stuff, right? And that's what it was. But now I don't miss even sushi anymore, because there's bomb ass sushi, and it's only and I'm not even talking about like the sushi had to be like any type of specialty. Like it doesn't have to be like tempura and all this stuff. Like it was just basic, like cucumber, a little bit of rice and seaweed. Is trash, man. But now I'm going to sushi places where if they're making a sushi roll, like I'll go to this Thai place. It's one of my favorites. It's called Eddie's. It's here in Hollandale, Florida. They put carrots, avocado, cucumber, scallops, and a whole bunch of other things in there with some rice and seaweed, and they make it big. And that's fire. And it's all plants. but it doesn't have to be anything special. It just has to have a little bit more creativity. And then Love Life Cafe, which is about to open up again in Wynwood, like their shit is fire. I think out of all the sushis, I like them. Sometimes I fight now because it's either between them and Planta. Planta has definitely stepped up their sushi game as well. Between those two, and it's just like, and it's all plant based. Like there's no mock meats in it. It's just like they know how to make the plants taste really good. And the reason I'm going over this topic is because I made a post talking about it was this lady like that was trashing this other person and this other vegan who was making like, she was making like a watermelon, like some type of, man, what was it she was making? I think she was making a I think I could find it. Let me see real quick. Oh man, I came in. Shoot, hold on. Let me see. I don't know if I can find it, but she was making this. I think it was like yeah. Was it called a shami? Is it called shami where people can? It's just like fish, right? It's just a salmon, like just the skin of a salmon, and she was making that with watermelon, and she was adding all the flavors and making that. And someone that was an ex-vegan was trashing this lady who is vegan, and I think her name's Broccoli Mom, right? And she makes all these recipe videos. She's really good. She's like a vegan mom, and she makes all these bomb ass videos, cooking videos. That's very easy to make. And she was making like a fish alternative out of watermelon, which I think is very creative. And she was trash talking her. And then I made a reaction based on that, saying like, yo, like, why are you trash talking her? Like, she's doing something super creative. And then you're an ex-vegan. And I would think if you're an ex-vegan, like, you should have some type of respect where it's like you understood the lifestyle, you understand it, and you understand the creativity about it. But to go like negative, that may always make me question, like, was that person really vegan? Like, because I always told myself, like, if I ever went like vegan, like if I ever really went ex-vegan, like, would I talk shit about the diet? Because I've done so much and I thought it was so positive, and there's a lot of good intentions. Why would I just turn around and just start trashing it? I think it's stupid. I mean, maybe people, like, and that's just because maybe it's a particular person I don't like, but like, not the diet, not the lifestyle, not a population of people who believes in it, like, because there's a lot of benefits and there's a lot of truth behind it. So why would I just start trash talking to someone who's cooking food, and the whole point was she was trying to say, like, vegans always try to make meat, make plants taste like meat. And I'm like, you got it backwards. Like, we try to make meat taste like plants. That's what we try to do. And if you kind of think about it, what vegans are doing, and people who live on a plant-based lifestyle, and they're very creative in the culinary arts, they're very, very creative. You have to kind of think is like, the only difference between these individuals is that we're cutting out the middleman, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? We're just cutting out the middleman. Like, we don't need to take literally a life and then put a bunch of plants on it to make it taste good. We could cut that out and then use more plant-based foods. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just point that out when it came down to it. Now, I want to go ahead and answer some questions. So, like, V Savage says, I have a question for you. What was the main difference between clients that got amazing results versus who were lazy and didn't make any progress? Thanks. Well, the difference was the mindset. It was the mindset. And sometimes, you could be as motivating, you could say all the right things to people, but it's like, the problem is that it's online coaching, right? And it's only so much words that can be passed to somebody to remotivate them, because at the end of the day, I'm talking to adults. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, I don't like, even though I was in the military and stuff, right? I'm not going to drill sergeant somebody like it, because especially this day and age, like a lot of people don't react to that. You know what I mean? They don't react to drill sergeant, just like, hey, shut the hell up, stop being a pussy, and fucking just do it. Like it doesn't work that way, because I'm dealing with adults and people, everyone has their own story, and a lot of people can't handle stresses well. So that's the difference. And when it comes to the people who got results, they had their ups and their downs. And when we talked to them, either my team talked to them or I talked to them, it was easy to remotivate them, because this is something that every client that goes through my program, like we have a sales funnel, right? And how the sales funnel work. And I like talking about this because it's the sales funnel is a psychological process to see if someone qualified to work with the program, because we don't want to just have a bunch of people coming into the program spending money. It's expensive, right? Like spending money and then getting upset because they didn't get great results, and then they're going to be all sour about it. So to reduce that, because it is fitness. It's not like a product, like oh, you don't like one of these products, you took it one time, I mean it's only $30, whatever, or we'll keep it, we'll send you money back, whatever. It's not that. Like, we're selling high ticket programs, right? So the problem is that some people just don't know how to handle the stress, and we go through a psychological process where first it starts off in the DMs. We just ask a few questions, like literally like 3 or 4 questions, just to see where they're at in their life, right? And then if they're like ready to go, they want to do this, they go into the 10-minute call. The 10-minute call is basically like another interview where we learn more about them. Now it's face to face, right? Versus DMs. Because first, if you know me, I hate typing, man. Like, that's why if y'all been texting me in DMs, or y'all see me in the comment section, that's not even a bot doing like the hearts and stuff. I do that shit. Like there's a bot that does the assistance for some of those comments, but some of it is really me, because I don't like typing, man. I just don't. I rather talk and do lives. You know what I'm saying? Because I can explain myself. So in that 10-minute call is face to face. Now I'm trying to see like where they're at, if they're ready to go, what's their why. And then we have them watch this masterclass. Now in the masterclass, one of the things in this masterclass, and I have the masterclass on my YouTube channel, the main point of that masterclass that I know when someone's ready to go is when I talk about the why, and then the 3 principles to get in shape. Okay. When people don't watch the masterclass and they come to the actual sales call, like I don't even take the call, because they don't even know, like people like that don't even know, they're not ready. They're not serious about their goals. They're not ready to invest into their goals, and they can't follow fucking directions. So I'm like, I don't even want to work with you, because you can't even fucking follow the first period of instructions that I gave you, which was something simple. Watch a class. You watch Instagram all day. Why not watch something that's going to that's going to help your life? If you can't even watch that, I don't even want to work with you, because that's serious, right? And that's how I look at it. Like I don't care what people think. That's how I look at it. And when they watch that, when someone talks about, like, when you mention my why, and then they start telling me the why, that really determines someone's success, because everyone has a why. Everybody wants to get in shape, but the levels, like how bad someone wants it is different from each individual. You know what I'm saying? It's different from each individual, because like people want something, but you always get what you don't. There's a saying. It's like you don't get what you want. You always get what you can't have. So it's like when you work harder on those principles, so it's like if it's something that I can't get, I'm going to work as much as possible to get it. I'm going to find a way, and there's people who's like that, who's been in so much pain, so much agony. They're tired of being tired. Those are the guys who get the best results. You know what I'm saying? And all I do is I laid out the path and I keep on focus on that. But some people, it doesn't matter what I tell them. I could remind them about their goals, and they're like, I'm too stressed. I got too much stuff going on. Da 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 da. Whatever. Like I can't force that individual to do that, especially if I'm hitting them up, motivating, calling them, like leaving that. And like my team, we do massive accountability. We don't just say like, oh, you want to quit? All right, bye. Like, dude's a loser, like we don't do shit like that. Like we don't just give up on you. Like we really try our best, and I'll send messages, I'll call a lot, but it's like, it's one of those things, man, and some people, it's their why. It's not strong enough. And it's just how it is, unfortunately, but that's it is. And so, and it's not really like some of the people are lazy, like, because you said some of the people are lazy. They're not lazy because, they got into the program. So, the hardest part was just getting on the call. So they're not lazy. And I won't call those people who failed the program lazy, because they made it that far. The hardest part is getting on the call and then pulling out the credit card. Like those two steps are hard, because they know, once they swipe, now they're making a real commitment, because the penalty is the hard-earned money that they worked for. That's why you think the government, when you get in trouble, the government wants to tax you and take money. They give you a ticket for running a red light, freaking $350, man. Why they penalize you that way? Because it's hard-earned money. Like getting beat up, whatever, getting punched in the face is one thing, but taking money out of your pocket is another, because you work hours and hours within a day, within weeks, within a month to get that $300, right? For some people. So you hurt them hard in the pocket, and they have to make that big commitment. So that's the hardest part. So I would never call people who failed the program lazy. I just say that their why wasn't strong enough. Their reasons weren't strong enough. And because and one thing I always like, when I tell, like, let's say someone's like quitting and they gotta go or something, I always try to tell them like that the person that's making you quit right now, which is yourself, is that's what I'm trying to talk to that guy to break that cycle. You know what I'm saying? Because this is that persona that makes you want to quit is the one that keeps you in this vicious cycle of failure and giving up, when there's adversity at hand. And I try to tell them, like, because once there's adversity, this is the time when coaching really begins. The real training begins when there's adversity. But it's hard for some people. They just don't get it. They just give up. And this is something that is not just with fitness, it's something that plays in other roles in their life as well. And it's not their whole entire life. There's probably parts of their life where they do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They do the same pattern. And when there's adversity, they just want to like give up. You know what I mean? So it's all here. It's just a mindset. They allow outside distractions take away their focus from the primary goals and the objectives that they're trying to achieve. And it's easier for some people just because they've been down, they've given up before multiple times, and they've seen the consequences of that happening. But for others, they have to go through their own trials and tribulations. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, you know. So, and Ben, if you need my help, just hit me up, you know, just hit me up, DM me. You know, or matter of fact, here, I'll send you the link if you're still here. Matter of fact, just go ahead and set up an appointment. I want to send a link right now in the chat. Just click on that link and set up an appointment, you know. It said I must adjust my messaging and that funnel. Yeah. If you have if you have a funnel, what I usually do, if you're going to have them watch the master class, I usually try to get them to watch that master class once I set up the 10-minute call. I try to get them to watch it, so they have an ample amount of time. So they have from the 10-minute before the 10-minute call to watch it, and then before the 60-minute call to watch it. So they have an ample, literally like 48 to 72 hours to watch that video. You know, so it shouldn't be any excuse because they could literally like watch it or at least even listen to it while they're taking a shit, driving a car or something. I mean, it's not that long. I mean, it's a same time of a podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like a regular podcast, that's like an hour long. That's as long as that master class is, which reminds me, I want to do another master class eventually pretty soon and make a new one. But like, yeah, if you want. Well, and here's the thing, what you said, like if they can't even watch that, I don't want them as a client. Well, here's the thing, like what I don't just like fire them, okay? But I don't say like bye, you know, but what I do is I'll tell them like, look, let's say they showed up to the 60-minute call, right? And they didn't watch it. Then I would have the individual, I'd be like, hey, well, this was mandatory for you to watch. So since they already blocked out an hour, I tell them, go ahead, use this time to watch the masterclass, and then we'll reschedule. Now, if they don't watch the masterclass after that, then I don't take them, or I do like a video presentation, which it's not my favorite move because, I mean, it's just it requires a lot of follow-up, and also as well, it's not face-to-face. I mean, I've sold people with the video sale calls where I just do a pre-recording, I show them my program. I've sold people that way, but it's not the best because, again, you know, it's that why. And some people need a little bit of push. Like in a sales call, some people need that push to make a move, because a lot of people these days don't know how to make their own decisions, man. So it's like I'm someone like I could make a decision. If I want something, I'm going to get it. Like I don't waste people time. And it's probably because I'm a salesman, right? I'm a sales guy. And the thing is like when I go to a retail store or something like that, when I tell somebody something, I mean it. Like I'm not the type of person that's going to look around, ask a bunch of questions, go through a whole presentation, and then say no in their face. Unless it's like I don't like the product. Like I'm not going to say I need to think about it, you know, because I know when you're in sales, you just understand the psychological mechanisms, and you know you don't want to waste people time. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. It's frustrating. So usually I don't do that to other people, man. Like I really don't. And in fact, if I ever did, I'm super apologetic because I'm like, oh man, I didn't meant to, you know. But it's super rare when that happens. But yeah, you know, that's something that I do. Yeah. Tell them to use that time. Yeah, because if you tell them to use that time to watch it, now they have to watch it. Because and you're kind of teaching them a little bit too, because you're teaching them a little bit about time management, you know, and it puts yourself in a position of authority because you mean business. You know, you're like, yo, like I told you to do something and you didn't do it. So now you're going to do it. You know, so you put yourself in authority. If you kind of just go ahead with the sales call, then what happens is that you lose credibility because the client or the prospect looks at you like they can get one under you. Get it? So like that's why I never, if you have like some type of sales, like if you have a sales funnel, and within that sales funnel you have them watching or reading a book, or it could be reading a book, or like a note, or watching a video before the actual sales presentation. You know, you want to make sure they actually go through the material for sure. And because even with my masterclass, it answers a lot of the questions too. So that sales call is based on the client, that the prospect that you're talking to, and then it reduces a lot of noise and questions that they might ask about the program, and you can go ahead and do your sales pitch as soon as possible. Because you know, and this is going to come off very salesy, what I'm about to say, but it's just part of sales. When you're in my position and you're doing sales calls, you want to have as much time. You want to have a lot of time to handle any type of objections, you know, or like I call it complaints, because people, like I said, we live in a day and age, especially right now, where people are very indecisive. They don't know how to make decisions on their own. You know, so you want to have a lot of time to be able to help those individuals to make a decision by themselves and make a decision now. Because I'd rather have someone tell me no in my face versus I need to think about it. You know, so when someone's like, do I have to answer now? I'm like, yeah, you know, I'd rather you tell me no. There's nothing to think about. Like, you saw the master class, you've been following me for 3 years. You got all my ebooks. You know, you've seen all the testimonials. I mean, what else is there to think about? It's either you want to do it or you don't want to do it, man. Like, let's go. Is it the money? Is it the program? What is it? Like, I know when I need, like, if I want to get something, I know when I need to get it. A decision is instantaneously. Yeah. When you need to think about something, it's a thought. If I want to think about a pink elephant, if I tell everyone to think about a pink elephant, you thought about it already. It's instantaneously. It doesn't take that long to make a decision. It's either you want to go ahead and do it or you don't. Because, and this is fitness. It's like, do you want to lose the body fat or you don't want to lose the body fat? You have all this shit going on. You told me your whole life story. Do you want to go ahead and start it or you don't? It's not a time of waiting. You waited long enough. This is why you're here. You know, so it's like, this is why you're talking to me. Let's go. Yeah. So that's just some things that you know, to think about. But beyond that, let's go ahead and check out Instagram. Let's see. And if you guys are coming on to on here, just go ahead and comment down below. Vegan Muscle, you get my free ebook. You are so bright and clear, brother. What you say makes sense. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see if there's any other questions on anything. God, I think I left some good game already. We've been on for 40 minutes. So, yeah, if anyone else has any other questions, just let me know. If not, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. All right, so that's it. All right, you guys. So with that said, I'll go ahead and let y'all go. So I'll talk to y'all later. I'll be back on tomorrow at 6. Peace.